I need the city to protect me because the federal government won't. And if you think you're afraid of Trump, you should see how afraid of Trump I am. If you say that you're afraid of Trump and that's why you don't want the city to be a safe space for trans people, you better prepare for trans people to make this a very unsafe space.
I'm shaking right now. I don't want to be here. I'm sorry, am I taking too long pleading for my life?
Speak as someone who is always misgendered, like all the time.
I don't know where to start or end with this lunacy. So guys, as you can see, these people were crying about having a sanctuary city for themselves. Now, the sanctuary city was passed, was passed in Worcester, Massachusetts. This is the first city of probably many that have a sanctuary city for trans people. Now, New York City is just a city. There doesn't need to be a sanctuary city, but for some reason, Worcester, Massachusetts decided we're going to be a sanctuary city and protect trans people. Now, I don't know about you, but I haven't heard of trans people getting beat up left and right. And though, yes, some of them do get their asses handed to them here and there, I don't understand why you need a sanctuary status for them. I don't get it. It's mind-boggling to me. Nonetheless, here we are in Lunacy 2025. And these people, as you can see, were crying left and right and all making illegitimate comments that made no sense. Their safety, they're scared. I need someone to protect me. I need a place of safety. I'm like, what? Bad enough when you're watching a video, you're sitting there going, what is that blue-haired freak and why is it talking? And why is this one crying about? You're just like, a sanctuary city? So you had sanctuary cities for illegal immigrants. But now you have sanctuary city for trans people. And again, this is one city in the United States, but I could absolutely see places like Seattle, California, cities in California, doing this shit, right? I could see other cities planning this shit. I don't understand. 23 transgender people, predominantly men who were pretending to be women, were killed a couple years ago. I think it was over a 2-year period. And they said, and I quote, "This is a problem." 23. There's probably thousands of them, tens of thousands of trans people out there, and 23 were killed. In most cases, if not all, they were all killed because they tricked the other person into believing they were a woman. And then they come to find out the person who wind up offering them found out that they were not a woman, that they were in fact a guy, and shit went sideways for those people. Now, there was one case where I think a guy killed a couple of them, but I think he was trying to be a serial killer or he was taking his anger out on them. One of the two. Nonetheless, that was 23. And they sat there and they tried to make it an epidemic of trans people being killed. They sat there and they said, we have to stop this. How about you stop pretending, or you come straight out of the gate stating what you are. And don't trick anybody. Go, listen, I'm trans. Done. And then let the guy decide whether or not he wants to deal with it. There was a lady, a guy, pretending to be a chick at a gym. And the guy is talking to her, like back and forth when you're passing. She's a front desk clerk, and they pass, they exchange words, they banter, and then decides to go on a date. So this was going on like a couple weeks. Anyway, he takes her on a date. They have a full makeout session. She gives him some head, or he gives him some head, and then I think after the date, right after all of that went down, this idiot decided, I'm going to tell him I'm a dude. This guy wanted to work on that guy. This guy, the dude, the straight guy, wanted to work on the trans. He wanted to go to jail. Lying to people is bad. But when you go out of your way to trick someone to thinking you're the opposite sex, that is potential ass whipping time. It is time to get your ass handed to you. Don't do it. It's sort of, no, it's not even the same. Because at least when guys lie to women about being rich or something, there's no real harm, harm or foul other than the chick trying to date the guy just for the money status. This is an entirely different ballgame. Nonetheless, guys, these people are getting worse. Their entitlement is getting worse. They're stating now, and they have been for a while, that if you don't date trans, you're transphobic. Listen, I understand that trans people want to be loved. I get it. I understand. But you can't lie to somebody else about it. There's dating shows where these trans dudes pretending to be chicks, are going on dates with guys. And as they go on the dates with the guys, they get to know them, they fucking... Then it goes from like 0 to 60, and they start making out. Now, first of all, if a chick makes out with you for no fucking reason, if you're on a dating show and you walk out, and there's like 8 chicks in front of you, and one chick's like, oh, I want to kiss you. Right out of the gates, it's a dude. And that chick, by the way, in that show, she was pretty good looking. I mean, I didn't even know. I was like, man, she's hot. And then she makes out with the guy, and she goes, well, by the way, I'm trans. And he goes, wait, what? She goes, I'm trans. It would have been a 1-2. I'm like, seriously? Like, and they do that to be facetious. They do that to be mean. They don't do it because they're looking for love. They want to trick a guy and then have that guy be made fun of by his friends or whatever the case might be by being a mean prick and then turning around later on and saying, oh, by the way, I'm a dude. And they're doing this on TV shows. That's the crazy shit. So it's not like, in private, you do it in private and they tell you, like, you should have told me, and then the guy could walk away with no harm, no foul. But when you do it on TV intentionally, you're looking to fuck that guy over. You're looking to get his balls broken by his friends, and you're looking to be mean. That's not a love story. That's not a fuck. That ain't cool. I understand when guys go to war with these dudes. Understand. But a sanctuary city for these people who are psychologically unsound is a fucking problem. It is the biggest problem on the planet. Because it's one thing to, like, sit there and say that, we're being hunted. 23 out of tens of thousands, if not maybe 1 million or so. 23. And their life's in danger. Now that Trump's in office, we're scared. We don't know what's going to happen. This is the rhetoric they're talking about. And this stupid city in Massachusetts is saying, we gave you a sanctuary city. It's not like anybody's going to come after them like the immigrants. They can live anywhere and no one is going to bother them, especially here in New York. Listen, you just look, there's some trans people out there, you go, ugh, what is that? Some of these fucking trans look like Sloth from the Goonies in drag. Yuck. And then some of them, you don't know. You won't know until they tell you. Nonetheless, a sanctuary city for a group of people who are not even being attacked like that is insanity. And I can see other cities doing the same shit. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.